One of the things that we're going to start to see in the new year, we've got more than 20 states putting in a minimum wage increase. So you're going to see actual real wage growth along the bottom sector there, and that could contribute to additional spending that could help out some retailers.
The American dollar is getting stronger every day. A 5% GDP growth in the third quarter may not have impressed some, but it's still a sight better than most developed countries around the world. And now there's a new Congress in the mix to either make it all even better or muck it all up again. Welcome back to Midpoint. Chairman of the Society to Advance Financial Education, a nonprofit dedicated to the advancement of financial education and literacy for everybody, Steve Beeben joins us. Steve, first time I've seen you this year, so Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Well, Happy New Year to you, and thank you for that glorious introduction.
That's quite all right. Don't worry about it. Seeing as we're talking about money, the bill is in the mail, of course. You know that's going to happen.
Indeed.
All right,
indeed.
Let's get down to the Congress end. In your opinion, what do you think they want to do right off the bat, but what will they actually be able to accomplish here in short order?
Well, clearly they were going to go after the Keystone Pipeline, but with oil prices now down below 50, I'm not sure that will really hit the agenda as hard. I think what they'll try to do is reignite some of the bills they put forward in 2014 related to regulatory changes, a little bit of tax modification. Certainly corporate income taxes will come high on the agenda. Obama is going to have to give on some of it. He's been talking about wanting to work with this Congress. He's going to have to meet them in the middle, certainly on the corporate tax issue as well as the regulatory issues.
Is it fair to say that because of oil prices right now, I think you mentioned this, that with the Keystone Pipeline sitting here, if the president then says no, which he very likely will, or 50-50 shot, it won't impact him as much, at least in the political arena, in the media arena, because people are going to look and they're going to say, he said no, but wait a minute, my gas price is still $2.15 a gallon.
Yeah, there's no question about that. The psychological effect of gas at this price is really to negate the interest of the general consumer in the Keystone Pipeline. Long term, it's still in our interest. Near term, that's really going to hurt people in the North Dakota type areas. I think these prices are going to hurt people in Pennsylvania and Texas.
Let's talk about the stronger dollar, and I mentioned that coming in, because it would seem that that stronger dollar, dollars around the globe, are really going to make for a better economy here. But in your opinion, globally, how does that all then shake out in the big picture?
Well, the strong dollar has an effect of making U.S. exports a little less attractive, but U.S. imports a little more attractive. So it benefits the consumer, which again is part of the reason we saw that 5% growth. I think they want to maintain the value of the dollar over time. Its position as the world's reserve currency is predicated on that. And so a strong dollar helps keep that going rather than losing out to this composite basket of currencies that they want to move to in the International Monetary Fund.
Let me go ahead overseas now to Greece, because the Euro countries are taking a very tough line on what is happening in Greece. I mean, this is a country that's been in trouble for quite some time. How will what the European countries do affect America as they deal with Greece and what still seems to be a collapsing country?
And that is a fabulous question because we deal so much with relevance of these issues. But right now, Greece is badly in debt. They were bailed out by the European Union, very specifically the Germans, and they've come out recently with a new political party that's far to the left saying if they get power, they're going to ask the Germans to forgive half of that debt. Well, that has the Germans very upset. They've threatened to kick Greece out of the European Union, which could spell the unraveling of the European Union. Now, the effect on that to the United States depends how it breaks up. As you and I have talked, Putin is trying to put together this Eurasian trading partnership, and a breakup of the European Union would certainly help him do that. By the same token, Germany, France, and England would retain their trading partnership with the United States, most likely. And so we wouldn't see a huge impact from it, but it would create great instability in the global currency markets.
15 seconds. When you talk about that Eurasian partnership that Putin is putting together right now, quietly, do some people laugh and say, come on, seriously, let's get
They do now because of his blunder in Ukraine. That has really hurt him trying to put that together, which seemed like a possibility a year or two ago, now is getting a real look again to say, well, maybe not.
It's okay. He'll pull his shirt off. He'll take another picture, and everything will be fine in Russia. We know that'll happen.
I'm not doing that, I'll tell you that.
No, please, Steve. We weren't trying to give you an idea here, really. It's okay. Steve Beeben, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much. We'll talk again.
You're welcome. Happy New Year to all of you at Newsmax.
Take care, buddy. Other side of the break, telling it like it is, Chris Christie and you football fans.